and get started now. Visit GoBarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
You've got to think quick on a basketball. That's what we all love about the game of basketball, is it's constant. You know, you play baseball and the pitcher's got the ball for 30 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever it is. Football, they run a play for 6 seconds and then they're all in the huddle. And, you know, in basketball, it's just constant.
You got to guard the arc. You got to be able to. We switch a lot, so you got to not allow them to play to mismatches, and guards have to rebound the ball, which we haven't done consistently well.
But I thought it was really impactful in between drives to make some adjustments, and I thank him for doing that. It was a selfless act. I said, this is what I want you to do, and he said he'd do anything for me.
We always have a lot of confidence in each other, and fortunately, Spence made a phenomenal kick down the stretch. He's only been here for a week and a half, but shout out Spence, man. I mean, that guy's come to work and just kept his head down. He's a humble dude, and he made a great kick to get the win for us.
Over the last 9 games, Bo Nix has 19 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. Bo Nix is playing on schedule. He's not taking negative plays. He's athletic. He's a guy that's able to move and run around.
3rd down and 2. Here is Hill. He gets the first down, and on he goes. Inside the 10. End zone. Touchdown, Justice Hill.
You saw Derrick Henry, and also give credit to Todd Monken. This team got down 10-0. They could have gotten away from the run game, but they continued to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry.
2.2 remaining. High Archer won't go. Tipped around. Fumbled at the buzzer. Here's a shot. Wide left. Memphis survives. They upset UConn 99-97.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome in. It is the Tuesday show. Steve Webster with you. Mike Corson along. Mike Hesher in studio today. Landon Winkler back running the broadcast stream here on the program. On the show today, well, we're going to celebrate the Barton volleyball season. Came up short of what their goal was to, well, they wanted to get there. They did get to the national tournament, ended up finishing in 4th place. Still a great year. And Megan Bessiker will be in to talk about the season that was just completed. A wary Megan Bessiker. A lot of road miles here the last 2 weeks. The voice of the Cougars, Cole Reif, will be in, talk Barton basketball, the men's and women's season so far, and their Tuesday road trip to Cloud County. Now, when Cole Reif goes to Concordia, it's a must stop for the chicken basket at Dairy Queen. Mike Hesher will make that trek tonight, handling the broadcast duties.
Is it in Concordia?
Yes.
I probably won't stop there then.
There's a Popeyes on the way.
Where?
I-70.
There's a Popeyes on I-70?
What, you read of Salina?
You've got to go past, though. You'd have to backtrack then.
Like a mile. Worth it.
I would probably go to Cozy Inns, but that would stink up the truck, so I will not go there because I've done that before. And I got yelled out by colleagues. They're like, what are you going there for? Stink up the truck or the vehicle.
Well, wear your dinner suit and just put it in the back of the truck.
No, not these hamburgers.
If you
no, it's not the bed of the truck.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I've eaten them outside, but I stand outside and eat them most of the time. But
if you leave early enough, I just found Hickory Hut. It's been there all along Crawford Street.
You didn't know about Hickory Hut?
I did not.
Oh, my goodness.
State volleyball's when I found it.
Okay.
The Hickory Hut. So tell me more, Mike.
I said the best barbecue in Salina was Hog Wild, and the likes of Lashley and several other people said, are you crazy? It's Hickory Hut.
Is it on Crawford?
Right? Almost catty corner from Spangles on Crawford. Little higher end stuff.
Been there ever since I've known.
Yeah, all kinds of sports stuff on the walls.
Is this one of those places you go in there and there's like a screen and picnic tables in there? I mean, that's the original barbecue place, you know.
It's a little
some guy back there with, grease hanging off. I mean, it's just...
They got a glass case with a bunch of smoked meat in it.
Sound like you're talking about Arthur Bryant's in Kansas City. That's what is that? The grease dripping from the ceilings.
Well, exactly. Those are good places.
I'm not arguing that one.
So... Okay, so no Dairy Queen then. All right.
More than likely, no.
Okay, so Cole's going to be in. We'll talk about that. KU Duke tonight. We'll hear from Bill Self's yesterday's press conference as well. Let's get to our sounds of the past 24 hours or so, talking about Cloud County and the Barton Cougars. Lady Cougar head coach Alan Clark. They need a win. They're off to an 0-2 start.
And it won't be easy.
And turnovers have been an issue. Talking about that yesterday on the show. Says you have to think quick to be on the hardwood, and there's no break. Your brain continues to have to work. There's no huddle. There's no
In between pitches, yeah. Come on, coach.
And more coaches are going to the hurry-up offense in football, which is most notable when you're trying to film it and you have to shut your camera off every time. And then you try to stat it and you look up and their next play's going.
Okay, the hurry-up offense. The hurry-up offense is everybody goes to the line of scrimmage and then looks to the sideline.
Sometimes.
Is that the hurry-up
But
offense you're
as the
talking about?
cameraman, you have to assume that they're going to hike it the first time, and then they all stand up and you're like,
Come
I
on.
didn't have to hurry for that.
Barton men looking for their 35th win in a row tonight. Then, the next game, the Cowley Tigers, back at the Kirkman Center.
The last team to beat them, correct?
Correct.
I heard Coach say the other day, you start hearing that number and it starts building and building. We got to quit saying it, I think. Just kidding. Celebrate it, baby.
Well, they're not saying it anymore at South Carolina.
Down they go.
Down they
It's
go.
the first thing that gets mentioned when it's over is
The streak is dead.
33 games.
UCLA beat the South Carolina women,
Correct.
and they were talking about at historic Pauley Pavilion. Now, Pauley Pavilion, I kind of looked this up. It was built in 1965, right? And it's been around a while, but it's one of those multi-purpose facilities. It's not an Allen Fieldhouse. It's not an Ahern Fieldhouse.
60
It's
years
just a
old.
big, well, I know, but it's just, they roll the bleachers out. They play men's volleyball there, for crying out loud. They have gymnastics.
Wait, did you know there's a professional volleyball league in these United States? 2 KU players in a Wichita Stater got drafted yesterday.
Well, I'm just, give me an update on that. Well, I'm sure some network went out and blew a bunch of money on that.
I want to know
So
the contracts. They got ups.
You have ups? Is that what you said? I thought you'd be a seven.
anyway, Barton in Cloud County tonight. Mike Hesher, if he gets past the Hickory Hut, or
I don't eat till afterwards.
I thought maybe you stopped at the Lion's Den in Abilene. On
No. Talk about backtracking. Holy moly.
What are they?
Don't go there,
The game
please.
at 5:45 pregame on B1043 The Point. Bill Self, they haven't what they need to do against Duke tonight. Blue Devils 4-1, coming off a very impressive win over Arizona. In fact, Duke is favored in this game tonight in Vegas. 7:30 broadcast time start on Hits 106.9 tonight.
East Coast bias continues. Keep seeing the polls. KU is the strong number one. Oh, now when the polls, the Vegas doesn't have an emotional stake in it.
Well, yeah, what do the bettors know? The bettors would have to know something.
I would think the average age on KU's teams probably older than some NBA teams.
I would agree.
How old's DeJuan Harris? Is he like 23, 24? Hunter Dickinson's.
He's celebrating 40 next year.
He's getting close to 30 is what I was told, but
We'll hear more from Bill Self later on in the program today. K-State won yesterday. Beat Longwood 80-64 in the third place game of the 25th annual Paradise Jam.
and where is Longwood? Anybody know?
That's my.
It's got to be Tennessee, right? I'm just guessing.
Jerome came out. We all loved him, and first winning season's great. Oh, he's going to build it just like they did at Baylor. Now we're celebrating 80-64 wins over Longwood. I'm hopeful.
Well,
But
he just churns out an entire new team every year.
he's turning over the lineup every game, every year. I mean, NIL, big time.
Well, if you can, who'd they get beat by? Liberty.
Liberty, yes. That commercial.
But you figured bringing all those
Liberty. Thank you. I was
Liberty,
thinking the same
Liberty.
thing.
Well, they got a win yesterday. All right, Chris Kleiman saying that Connor Riley didn't have to move out of the press box. It was a selfless act for him to move the offensive coordinator from the press box to the sideline. Which Wouldn't you, if your boss asked
Yeah,
you
yeah,
to
yeah,
move
yeah,
to the
it's not-
sideline, wouldn't you?
Hey,
Connor?
Corson, I need you to do this. No, thanks.
I like it in the booth. It's warmer.
Anyway, it was noticeable with the difference in the game against Cincinnati. Okay,
Or was that just a bad Cincinnati team?
Yeah, should they have been doing that, against most of the Big 12 this year?
Right.
I don't know. I think it'd be easier to see what was going on up high.
But this is like going back to Jerome Tang last year. Oh, we worked hard this practice. We talked it out. We're going to fix it going forward because they beat somebody. Then they lose their next 2 games. Well, what was your prep talk about then?
Well, they talked about bringing energy to the sideline.
400 yards of total offense, 281 on the ground. How many yards did the blonde bomber get on Saturday? He ran it
A little
more.
bit.
It was 65 or 70, wasn't it?
And he started out super hot throwing, but yeah, Giddens was a beast, but that's what you expect against 5-5 teams.
Okay, K-State goes into this with a shot. Now,
Is this going to take the rest of the show
No,
to go
it's
through?
going to be doable. They need losses. They need to win, of course, against Iowa State in Ames, the coldest place on planet Earth at this time of year. Okay, they need Colorado to lose at home against Oklahoma State. Okay. They need Arizona State to lose, who's on the road at rival Arizona. They need Baylor to lose, who's hosting Kansas.
I was hoping KU would be involved somehow. Please, Jayhawks, keep it going.
And BYU needs to lose. They're hosting Houston. There's a chance.
So you're saying there is a chance.
So I'm saying there is a chance.
Well, Baylor's won 5 straight, though.
Like 1 in
So,
a
I mean-
million?
So,
More like 1 in a billion. It's Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there is a chance.
So I'm
500 million. I'll split the
I'm
difference.
telling
with
you there's a chance. Kansas City Chief tight end Noah Gray. Ask what everyone else is trying to figure out. Why they're able to win these close games. 8 of 10 wins this season by 1 score or fewer. I don't know how they do it. Maybe because they've got Patrick Mahomes and they give him time at the end of the game. So Kansas City's going to win by what? 25 against the Raiders on Friday?
No.
Of course not. Raiders are horrible. Kansas City should walk by a bit.
Yeah, but the Raiders have given the Chiefs trouble.
Oh, yeah, they killed them last year.
I mean, on Christmas Day. And Beck is going, too, so.
Have we seen the...
I hope she is just... I mean, is she going to show up in Raiders gear?
I don't know.
I mean, she
At
needs-
work
she needs
or
to
at the
be
game?
chided
So
by
here's
Chief fans.
potentially breaking news, but this is one where you got to look at your source. Saw it where Spencer Schrader may be injured and they may have signed another kicker, but your sources are A to Z Sports and Essentially Sports. But it is, if you put it on Google, it will pop up that he is injured, but they're not solid sources that are reporting it. So questionable on Schrader Spencer's health at the moment.
Is that your handle? Is that what you're putting out?
Yes.
According
The
to
betting line.
According to Trading Post host.
I'm all in on. Well, after this morning's show, good heavens. Jan Stenray's birthday today, Corson.
Why do you go there? I already had my...
You had your say this
yeah,
morning.
Exactly. So, broadcast coverage starts at 1. What time's the game start?
2 o'clock on Friday, on
2
Black
o'clock.
Friday.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. About time you get done with all your shopping, Webby.
Okay.
He's just getting started
Oh, okay.
all day.
Damian Woody. This is going to be fun the next few years. The Broncos are back to relevance. 19 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That's not
for
bad.
Bo
I
Nix.
didn't realize it was-
No. That's.
I didn't realize it was that good.
The Broncos finally have found their quarterback. And, like I said, they're going to have all kinds of cap room next year. They're going to have a rookie quarterback contract.
Do have to caveat it. How many guys come out first year excellence? League makes some adjustments. Let's see.
Give
Talent
us some
there,
time.
abilities there, but yeah.
Yeah, I give it some time.
Well, look kind of what's happened to the quarterbacks for the Commanders, the Texans. All of a sudden,
Stroud's, nobody.
speaking of the best quarterback ever to walk the planet Earth, and if he went to Mars, he'd be the best
MVP.
quarterback.
Tom Brady? Oh, Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson in the Battle of the Harbaughs last night beat the Chargers 30-23. I was actually rooting for Baltimore. We need to get the Chargers back them off a little bit. Now the Chargers lose on Monday night, and they've got a short week. They play at Atlanta on Sunday. I'd take another loss by the Chargers. The call on ESPN TV, Justice Hill goes 51 yards for a Ravens TD, putting Baltimore up 30-16 in the fourth quarter. ESPN's Ryan Clark. Hey, give the ball to Derrick Henry. There's a thought.
Duh.
140 yards, but what he did say was what you'll see some teams do. They get behind early, 10-0, and then all of a sudden they get away from the running game, and they just gave him the ball more. That's not good.
There was one play I saw where Lamar's pass was a little bit high, and the receiver made a great catch, and they were just talking, oh, what a great pass by Lamar. I was going, did they see the same pass that I did?
He put it where only his receiver could get it, Mike.
That's what it was, yeah. Good point.
I would put the national media's man crush that they have on Lamar Jackson up there against any man crush that Mike Corson has ever had.
How are we going to rate this? This is going to be a Mike Corson, Bobby Witt man crush? A Brady Singer? Brady Singer man crush?
Dion? I don't know.
Who are you rooting for this week? Since Colorado lost last week, what? Mike the
When
Flea
spring training
Corson.
starts.
He will jump to another host. So
My guy Dylan Gabriel up in the Northwest. Dan Lanning.
Back to Oregon.
Dan Lanning.
Back to Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dylan Gabriel, he's in the Heisman conversation as one of those guys that might get invited.
I think so.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter's like, they just mail it to him now.
Or Sanders, two of them from Colorado.
No, Hunter's.
Well, I would no.
And finally, the call from Learfield. Memphis beat UConn last night, number 2 ranked team in the country.
Yeah, Mr. Hurley got teed up, which brings, in his comments after the game, he didn't take it off the pedal either. He said it was a ridiculous call, so I'm guessing some money going to be involved. Patrick Mahomes, a violent gesture, so I like to look up to see what these things are getting fined. Was it a shotgun? Did you see
It was pistols, wasn't it?
No, he went.
He did the bone. It's
That's right. Okay.
So that means the NFL officials drive through Topeka now, and they look to the top of the Capitol building and immediately throw a flag out on I-70.
They said it was a shotgun, and when so I went and looked at it. I'm like,
What's it?
I haven't handled a whole lot of shotguns, but I don't think you would handle it like that. But they get their, $40,000 out of it?
It's like 11,000. They only fined him like 11,500. I don't think it was very much.
So you can't use pistols or anything like that.
Not mimicking a gun. No.
How in the world is Bugs Bunny allowed to be on TV anymore? Wouldn't he have that big gun and he'd shoot Daffy Duck in the bill and his bill would spin around all at the...
I have the family chip on my TV, and it'll say, Bugs Bunny used to be on this network. No, but for real, the NFL, it's Christmas time. You guys are all billionaires. You're going to fine a guy like that 5 figures. Oh, make something of it. Give it to charity. Don't keep that.
Look, if you're a coach and you go to all your knees and then go to the floor, was his head on the court?
I still haven't seen it. The
way it sounded, yes, I haven't seen it, but it sounded, he went to his knees.
Is he not allowed to pray anymore? What about his First Amendment rights?
Just
coming from you, really?
That's coming in January, okay? I'm just telling you right now. Sports Day today brought to you by the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, featuring number 2 Clear Diesel Bulk Fuel, E10 fuel delivery, and all your lubricants and fuel supplies. Eller Automotive Repair. They specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. You know, your dad invited me to your Thanksgiving dinner just so I can get the conversation started with me and your pop.
Just don't take his parking spot.
I learned that at Dillon's, man. He did that power slide in there to beat me to that parking spot, and then
Turn with the emergency.
and then stared at me going into the store until he realized it was me, and then he's, oh, hey, what's going on?
And he's got an evil stare, too, doesn't he?
He does, too. All right, Cole Rife coming up next here on Sports.
Take your passion for creating magic behind the curtain to new levels with Barton Community College's Technical Theater program. This new program is designed for students to learn how to create breathtaking light shows, run a state-of-the-art soundboard, and build captivating sets. Unleash your creativity and earn an associate's degree to build the skills you need for a career in theater. Now enrolling for the fall semester. Learn more at techtheater.bartonccc.edu.
Hurry! Hadley, close the door!
Okay, Papa, I've got it.
Oh, no! The safety eyes worked!
Papa, isn't that a good thing?
Yes, Hadley. It's a good thing normally, but...
Hey, you two. Where's my turkey? Papa did it. Well, at least I still have you two turkeys.
Happy Thanksgiving from C&E Doors. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison, Great Bend.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
It's the 20K Christmas Cash Giveaway presented by Bauer Computers, Mayo Money Management, and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. Now today you can get qualified at Mayo Money Management. They're located on the corner of 16th and Main, and with the holidays approaching, we're always looking for perfect gifts. And it can become very time-consuming and frustrating. But this year, how about giving the gift of an education to those little ones? Yeah, the 529 plan would be a fantastic way to start saving for their future. Come on in and talk to Tiff Mayo at Mayo Money Management. She's more than happy to show you how to start gifting to education. It's not something that can be outgrown or tossed to the side. Give the gift of education this holiday season with a 529 plan at Mayo Money Management. Stop in today, 16th and Main. Mayo Money Management, the place to be to become an instant finalist for the 20K Christmas Cash Giveaway. Brought to you by Bauer Computers, Mayo Money Management, and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. You have until 4 o'clock to get yourself qualified.
He's the voice of Hoisington High School football, the Barton County Cougars, and the king of the tweeter machine. It's Cole Rife on Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sports Day today brought to you in part by Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improving our lives and the lives of its individuals, or our individuals, or us. The Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend, and the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend. Large or small, they take care of them all. I've never asked you before, do the Rifes have a pet?
Yeah, we have a dog.
You do?
Remy. Remy, yeah, Remy the dog.
Is it one of them little puffy ones? Or
No, it's one of those cow herding dogs.
Oh, one of those high energy dogs?
Yeah, she's got pretty good energy right now. She's 3, so yeah, she's fairly young and spry would be the word to put it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she's pretty spry.
What a conversation today.
Why? What brought this up?
Well, Animal Medical Center. I just wanted to know, so it large or small or
medium,
somewhere in between?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're medium. We're in the medium category with Remy. They're really smart dogs, but I almost feel like sometimes she's like too smart. Because, so we'll let her out. She knows the routine, like going to the back door and whatnot. But, like, she puts her paw on the door, and she can actually push the door open when she wants to come back in. So unless you lock the door when she's out, because sometimes she'll get distracted and she'll just come back in without actually going to the bathroom. And so she'll come in and she'll push the door open. But then on the way out, she thinks she's real clever because she'll put her paw on the door, but all she's doing is scratching the wood. So now you got like these just scratch marks all down the side of it. It's like she's going to push a button, but instead she just scratches the door. But yeah, smart dog.
Well, you know, at Animal Medical Center, they also do toenails.
Yeah, we don't do toenails.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I tried once with our previous dog. It's not worth it.
No, they bleed.
Well, there's a huge danger if you go too deep on that.
Exactly, I can't do it. Okay, a lot of discussion about Dairy Queen in Concordia, the chicken basket.
Yeah. Is there concern? Is it still there?
Well, no, it's Hesh is talking about places like Hickory Hut and Cozy Inn, things like that. So
he's going to dip down into Salina?
That's what I told him.
Yeah, that's out of the way. I mean, that's not even like, you don't even go through Salina to get
Correct.
to it. Yes, that's extra effort.
You don't go out of your way on the way to a game because that's when you get bumped into. Okay.
I mean, there's Taco John's. Taco John's would actually be closer to the campus at Cloud. Right. You hit Taco John's before you hit Dairy Queen. So you have to go a little bit past the campus to get to Dairy Queen.
You know, and that's kind of a northern thing. I mean, but there's people that Taco John's is like the deal.
Oh, yeah. It's a big deal. I like tater tots.
The potato olays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, but also that comes from a lot of times people from Nebraska that enjoy eating at Runza.
Yep. Now, Runza's good. Now, is it like out of this world? I can't judge because I only get like one or two things. I don't really change it up. So, like, I say, oh, yeah, the hamburger's okay. Well, you got a hamburger?
You're going to go to Runza when you get a hamburger? Come on.
Well, it was a good hamburger and good tater tots. But, you know, I'm sure they have like beer rocks and...
they do. They've got... Okay.
I'm a simple guy, though. I get one thing. Like, I don't change the order. So, like, if it stinks, I judge your whole restaurant. Like, well, you should have tried this. Nope. Like, I got the one item.
Boy, food got on here all of a sudden. Thanksgiving's coming up. It's the greatest day ever. Son-in-law Sean is one of those people. Have you ever been around those people that they get like 8 things on their plate, but they only eat one thing at a time? He will eat all his corn or all his green bean casserole, and then he'll eat his potatoes, and then he eats the turkey, and then if there's rolls, he'll eat.
My 4-year-old's like that.
Really?
Yeah, he's like that. But no, not me. I like to have different flavor.
Right.
So I like to switch it up. I'll take a couple bites of potatoes, then switch over. Yeah.
That's what everybody does. Anyway.
Doesn't he usually like smoke that big, what do you call it? Like the big, can I say, is it the big fatty? Don't you guys grill one of those? You cover something in bacon? What do they cover in bacon?
Yeah, it's a fatty, but he hasn't done that in a while. Ever since we had the 40th anniversary party over at his house, and his Traeger caught on fire because he hadn't really cleaned it out from the fatty. I mean, you get sausage wrapped in bacon.
That's messy.
So we haven't had that very much. Okay.
He's also probably a little depressed. His dynasty football team on NCAA college football PlayStation isn't going well.
Okay, Megan's coming in here in a little bit, so we've covered everything that we needed to cover on the show today. Duke KU tonight in Vegas. Duke's got a young team.
Really young. I mean,
KU's average age is like 24.8.
Yeah, they're old. They've been young every year since like 2015. It's just freshmen and sophomores. I mean,
like that?
No, but I mean, like I always said, like, are you going to turn down a blue chip recruit that says, "Hey, I want to come here," but no, we want to get a guy that's going to stay 3 or 4 years so we can build some.
That's what Bill Self did. He said, "No, you're too young to play with this old team."
See, I feel like Bill Self is coming out for blood right now because you see the recruits he's starting to get. Like KU's starting to land right now. Like I feel like Bill kind of like was it 2 years ago that they went through that stretch where they didn't have enough bodies. I feel like since that year, like Bill's out for blood. Like, I think he's going.
You know, like Nick Saban, left because of all this NIL stuff. I think Bill Self, this is his wheelhouse now, right?
Yep.
I mean, he gets these guys that stay for like 5, well, we don't have the COVID years anymore, but a whole bunch of veterans bring in.
Like, how old is Harris? Like 27?
We were talking about that. I think he's got to be like 24, right?
Yeah.
Hunter Dickinson's coming up on 25.
Yeah, I feel like Bill is just like the darn with all these guys. Like he's coming out for everybody right now. I feel like, and they got a really, really good team. But then like, the recruits that they're getting in right now, like it's top line right now.
I'm glad all this stuff's over with. Mitch Lightfoot had 7 letter jackets. he had 7 letters at KU.
No, I thought Cooper Flagg looked better after kind of blowing that game against Kentucky. Yeah, he had 2 bad turnovers in the last minute and lost that game against Kentucky.
Played well against Arizona.
Played really well against Arizona. Won on the road. Arizona was decent, I thought too, but Duke looked good. So we got a little bit of that momentum back before they hit the juggernaut.
I like seeing these games. I mean, it is in Vegas. I get it, but it's like KU and North Carolina are going to home and home now. I can remember, 1 or 2 games KU's ever played?
Carolina?
At Duke.
Oh, at Duke. No, I can't.
I think there's
That's
one. That goes back a way.
Yeah, they played in Hawaii. They played at Maui.
Yeah, but it's...
And obviously the tournament. But
I like those home and home things.
Yeah, outside of the Classic, the Champions Classic.
I think Duke's played more at Lawrence than KU's at Durham. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
They used to do it. Thoughts on Barton so far?
Where are you going to start, men or women?
Let's go men.
Okay, men. Men are solid. I think they're still figuring things out. I mean, you got the huge leadership from Britt Moss and Drake Kendall. But, I think guys like even Modibo is still trying to figure things out. But he's been solid, rebounding the ball, scoring when they need it, bucket down low. I think you're still trying to figure out that rotation like everybody is. They've played, 6-7 games. So, guys like Fontaine Williams, I thought has played really well coming off the bench so far. He's provided a nice spark, and he's good defensively. I think he's really good up front defensively for him. I think Mukic is a guy that is still trying to figure out his real good spot. He's just a physical kind of glue guy that you need, and he's been solid. But I still think, as weird as it say, because their defensive numbers are good, but I don't think they're not guarding as well as we've seen in the past. I think on the perimeter right now, from the streams that I've seen, so far, you can tell on ball defense. But when you lose Cooper Jackson, Defense Player of the Year, and Mose who's 6'6", and Ring who's 6'8", 6'9", and Leger, all that type of size. So they lost some length on the perimeter, even at the guard position. So they're maybe not as long as they were a year ago, especially on the guard spots. So I think that area that it can improve, but it's still pretty good. And you look at their start of their schedule: Hutchinson, Garden City, who's loaded with talent, and then Cloud, who's undefeated with that forfeit win with Indian Hills, so they're now still undefeated. And then you have Cali coming in who's 19th in the country. Then you have Butler, who was in the top 10. I think they're number 11 this week after losing to Tonkawa? Yeah. These, you could make a case that Barton will face the top 5 or 6 teams in the entire conference to start out their conference schedule. So, yeah, if you can continue to scrape out wins like this, man, I think you take it this time of the year against the type of competition you're playing.
Lady Cougars need to take care of the ball and get a win tonight.
Yeah, I think for them, they just need to grow. They just need to grow up because, right now the turnovers are huge. You can average, 24 or 25 turnovers a game. And, you go back even to that Hutchinson game where, they had 10 in the first quarter. And, if they cut those in half, they're probably up by 15, 16 midway through that third quarter instead of that 9-point lead. But, yeah, I think, those are pretty simple. And then when you lose, they weren't experienced to begin with. And then when you lose Macy Smith with the injury, that's a big blow. That's a big blow. She was playing well in the first 5 or 6 games. So, yeah, I think it's just a team that's going to kind of take some lumps right now, but they just got to grow, and they kind of take that in the first semester, and hopefully they learn from it and get better.
Alan Clark, they need to put a flammable sticker on him right now because turnovers make him very volatile.
Well, it's frustrating when it's not even, there's no such thing as a productive turnover, but when it's just in the backcourt and you're struggling to get the ball up across half court and you're making silly mistakes like shuffling the feet and when pressure isn't even there the whole time, that's tough. And then, what do you do in any type of sport when you find a weakness, right? You continue to hit it. So, you're just getting drilled across the head over and over with press. and it's a struggle right now. But it's one of those things, like, I think if Regina steps up and she gets stronger with the ball, obviously Elena Eck is good. Those two can really start to take over and put it to a different level. They'll get better.
Appreciate it. Enjoy Thanksgiving.
Now you do the same.
Get your dog's nails trimmed, man, and save your door.
You can only trim so far.
All right, we're going to talk Barton Volleyball with Megan Bessinger coming up. Our show today brought to you in part by the Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. And Equity Bank, here when you need us. Bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com to find out more.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back. Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Barton volleyball coach Megan Bessinger joins us here on the program. All bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after that, 11-hour trip back from Tennessee. So thanks for coming in today, Megan. It's always tough when a season ends, especially when you don't maybe get it where you want to, but there's a lot to celebrate about this year's team and players that made it a pretty special ride. So
There is. It was a great year. Of course, it wasn't the ending that we wanted, but we can't let it take away from everything that sophomore class has accomplished since they've been here.
Got all the way to the semifinals, and then, of course, the third place match. But Miami-Dade, they're pretty good.
Yeah, we talk about all year the 1 and the 2 teams, so FSW and Miami-Dade. They're just kind of at a different level than everyone else is at right now. We handled them really well the first set that we played them, and then when they get going, they're hard to stop. They're a lot bigger than us. They're more athletic than us. They, a lot of them are on their country's national teams. You know, they have a lot more experience. They've been in 3 title games in a row. So we could have played better, but I think at the end of the day, the girls put up a pretty good fight.
And then you get to the third place game. It's wanting to have fun, and they're looking over there. There's Colby on the other side. You know, why didn't you guys just drop out a little bit earlier? You know.
Yeah, I think it was hard. It's hard to play that game regardless of who you're playing. Just you come off the high of, potentially playing for a national championship, and you lose that, and then just the roller coaster of emotions you go through, and then you have to play a team that you've already played 3 times previous. Yeah. And everyone says it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and it is hard to beat a team 3 times, and we just did not do good on the serve-receive side of things, which is our strength. It's not like the girls weren't trying. They were talking. It just nothing was working. I don't know how to even describe it. It was a really tough game to coach, let alone watch, and kind of heartbreaking way to end the season when it was such a good season.
And then you spend so much time with this team, especially the sophomores over the last 2 years, all the miles and everything that you've been able to accomplish. And then you get back to the school, and then you get off the bus, and then has it kind of hit you yet that the season's over now?
It kind of has. I think it's weird that we go right into break, so we're not like they're not in school, so which is good. They kind of get a break to recover. It was a long 8 days, but that's why no one's here with me too. I don't think any of them could kind of talk about it yet. It was, like I said, a heartbreaking loss and just a bad way to end a really good season. And we talked about in the locker room after, we can't let it take away from, everything that this group has done and, changed the future for who's to come next for Barton volleyball.
And Barton's they've had a good tradition, but it's been a while. I mean, just to do what you've been able to do and reaching out the national tournament this year, and it was all these sophomores that made it happen, this special group.
Yeah, I think they said it was the first time that we've been to the Final Four since 2003. So these kids weren't even born, which is crazy to think about. But, this sophomore class is just extremely special, and I think they're so special just because if you just look at our team, they don't really pass the eye test when you're playing those other teams at the national tournament. And then you watch them play. And so many coaches, 4-year coaches, walked up to me this weekend and were just like, wow, your team really, like their effort and their discipline, and you can just tell they love each other. And they're just a really good group of athletes, but also a really good group of people, and who truly invested everything. They bought into the program. They, from the bench to on the court, they all really just loved each other. And you don't get groups like that very often.
I know it's a consolation prize, but it's still cool. Sportsmanship award goes to your team.
I think our team's very deserving of it. I think we, that just shows you how good of humans they are. And they were happy to be there, but they also wanted to finish better. But if you would have looked at our team and said you were going to finish top 4 in the country at the beginning of the year, some of them would have believed you because they just have that competitive attitude. But I think we exceeded our expectations, and we just got to keep going and fill the next roster.
Are we out of COVID years now?
We are out of COVID years.
Okay.
So we've been out of COVID years. We did have Cassidy from a redshirt year, but next year we're going to be looking at a really, really young team.
So it's Thanksgiving break now. I mean, when you come back, are there exit interviews? Because there's a lot of things moving parts right now for where these kids are going to go to school next year.
There is. We'll do like our exit meetings when they get back to school. I'll let them take this week off, and this year's exit meetings will be easy just because they're sophomores. We'll do lots of highlight videos and emails and stuff like that, getting our sophomores on. But, we'll have those exit meetings when we get back, and I'm sure we'll see some more tears. And most of the kids, though, will be here next semester to finish and graduate. There is some that will graduate at semester that'll leave, but most of them will be back for next semester.
It's kind of nice to have that in your recruiting back pocket now, a season like this, and heck, the season before, what you've been able to do, and say, hey, we're a winning program, we've got some slots available.
Yeah, we are, believe it or not, we are almost done with the recruiting process.
Wow.
We do have a really good class coming in. I think we are going to have 7 Kansas kids on roster next year. We have a couple more visits set up. We have our international presence that's coming again. We have 2 kids that'll be here in January that will start with us. So you basically never stop recruiting, and so it helps. But it definitely helps having good back-to-back seasons. And a lot of those international kids that are high-level recruits that are getting recruited by a lot of people, they want to go somewhere where they're going to get the most exposure. They're going to win games. And so it definitely helps having the seasons we've had the past 2 years.
2 weeks ago when you're in here, you're getting ready to go, and we said, well, just have a nice, relaxing trip down there. We won't get into what happened. But when you have to change vehicles and find vans, and that wasn't a great start to the trip.
Things happen. We are blessed. Our bus driver is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Chris he takes all of our trips. He absolutely loves the kids. He comes to every home game. So we could never be mad at Chris for anything. And I think that helps. We weren't able to practice on that Monday, but we had such a veteran group, and we have a great group of leaders that it didn't affect them at all. It was fine. They got to do some more team bonding, and they made the best of it. They were really positive about everything.
Well, who's the director of transportation? I mean, who's making so we can get vans to go down there? I mean, how did that?
I actually did that. Yeah,
director of volleyball operations at Barton Community College.
Yeah.
So
we just figure it out. I think, something happens, and you just find a way to figure it out.
Sum up your feelings about this year's team.
That's hard. Super, super proud of them. I always think back to last year, our first goals meeting as a group, just going over what we wanted to do the first year that I was here, the first year that all those kids were here. And some of them were like, we're going to win conference. Like the first year, we got picked to get 8th. And in my head, I'm like, okay, can we go for top 3 first? We're kind of, we got to be realistic at the same time. And this class just believed it. They always believed that they would make the tournament. They always believed they would win conference. They worked really hard, not just on the court, but in the weight room to get better at things. They pushed each other. They held each other accountable. So I would like to say next year is going to be the same, but this class was just really rare. And they've set the expectations for the next group, so that'll help. But this season was kind of surreal. We won conference again like we did the year before, but the conference was tougher this year. So it kind of meant a little bit more to win this year. And then just making the national tournament, that was always the goal. And I think at the beginning of the year, we said the goal was to at least win the first game, because you win the first game and you're in the top 8. So they exceeded that. It was just kind of a phenomenal year and still kind of taking it all in.
Megan, congratulations on a great season. Appreciate you coming in, and heck, you got all your recruiting almost done now. This is gonna be good. So
we got a few more big spots we need to fill, but they'll get filled.
Megan, thanks. Megan Bessiker, Barton Lady Cougar volleyball coach, leading her team to a 4th place finish at the national tournament. We'll have more Sports Day coming up.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center. As we think about sports and athletics, the big teams, the big games get all the attention. Let's think about all the other sports that don't, such as tennis, golf, bowling, some of those incredible sports. Let's shine a light on those people too, but also shine a light on the band, the cheerleaders, the dance squad, those folks that help bring energy to the games and celebrate a sport for all the athletes. Let's celebrate that. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Hurry! Hadley, close the door!
Okay, Papa, I've got it.
Oh, no! The safety eyes worked.
Papa, isn't that a good thing?
Yes, Hadley. It's a good thing normally, but...
Hey, you two. Where's my turkey? Papa did it. Well, at least I still have you 2 turkeys.
Happy Thanksgiving from C&E Doors. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison, Great Bend.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back, Sports Day here on KVGB. Appreciate Megan Bessiker coming in. Yeah, what a season the Barton Lady Cougars had. And that's interesting. I mean, she's made already already has most of the roster filled out for next year. So, yeah, you get some success going, and you just keep building on that. And I think we'll see the Barton Lady Cougars right back at the national tournament next year. That would be awesome. Big basketball game tonight, Tuesday in Vegas. It's Duke taking on number 1 ranked Kansas. Bill Self met with the media this week, yesterday, in fact, to talk about the big matchup.
You got to guard the arc. You got to be able to. We switch a lot, so you got to not allow them to play the mismatches, and guards have to rebound the ball.
I know you guys. I think you did spend quite a bit of time recruiting Cooper Flagg. Just what are your thoughts on him, and what maybe problems does he present to you guys?
Well, he present problems to anybody that plays him. I mean, he's terrific. We did recruit him. I guess made it to the final 3, but he's talent, athleticism, skill, but there's another element to him that's what makes him different, is that he is so competitive and tough. I mean, and that's been obviously evident with what he's done to this point, especially in the summer. Playing with the Olympic team. So he's good, and he's probably as talented a youngster that will have an opportunity to play against this year.
I guess how much different is it when you're preparing for an opponent? You've got the 6-day period, and they're playing a game tonight, and so they'll be coming off much shorter rest than you guys.
It's not that different. We haven't started preparing for them yet, so we took Wednesday off and then practiced yesterday and work on our stuff, and so we haven't really started preparing for them yet, and we'll take Saturday off. So I don't know. It happens all the time in the Big 12. Teams play on Wednesday, get 2 days less than teams that play on Monday or on a bye week. So I'm not sure it makes a huge difference.
Where does he rank in terms of the elite kind of one-and-done talents that you've seen at the high school level?
Well, in my opinion, he's probably going into it, you thought had as big a chance to have as big an impact in his short time in college as anybody that I have ever coached or recruited. LeBron obviously didn't go to school, but I look back and was Kevin, the last guy that was a National Player of the Year. I think he ended up finishing second. Should have probably won it, but Blake Griffin obviously was, I think he came out after his sophomore year, but that he could have come out after his freshman year if health allowed, and then Mike Beasley would be the 3 that I think that went back to back in our league. So that's pretty good company. But, it still remains to be seen, what his numbers are compared to those guys. And Duke is so talented across the board that his numbers could be a little skewed because he wasn't asked to do as much or score as much as what those other guys did on their respective teams. But certainly he's in that same class of elite guys.
And then you mentioned Duke's talent there. What have you kind of seen from them, or how much have you had the chance to look at what?
Oh yeah, I've watched. Yeah, they're talented across the board. They're starting, 3 freshmen, and everybody's going to talk about the one, but the other 2 are, potential lottery picks, if not lottery picks too. So yeah, they've got a really good roster, and then you throw, obviously the, Proctor and Foster in there. That's pretty good. I mean, that's as good as talent from a starting 5 standpoint you'll see all year long. And then they're bringing guys off the bench that were, terrific players on teams that went to the national finals last year. So I mean, yeah, they got a loaded group.
I just wonder how Floyd's feeling, and if you anticipate Tuesday him being available.
Yeah, I anticipate him being 100%. Yeah, I don't see anything. He has wisdom tooth extracted day before yesterday
on Wednesday. So he may not do contact today, but he should be full go. No.
Bill Self talking about taking on Duke tonight in Vegas. It's a game in here, right here, not here, but just down the hall. Hits 106.9. Later tip tonight, 7:30 for the coverage from the Jayhawk Radio Network. Our show today brought to you in part by Freedom Claims Management. Innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish. And continued support, they have you covered. C&E Doors, where the turkey got out, Eddie. Dadgummit. Oh, no! Greatest commercial I've ever heard. Your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison. More Sports Day after this.
Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Discover affordable education with Barton Online. Whether you're looking to pick up a class or earn your associate degree, we've got you covered for less than half the cost of a university. We are always enrolling with 5 sessions available this fall, including 16, 8, and 4-week sessions. Get started when it fits your schedule. Tackle your gen eds or the first 2 years of college with a low-cost pathway and save time and money with Barton Online. Visit online.bartoncccc.edu and enroll today.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local equity bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sports Day here on a Tuesday. We're back tomorrow, and high school football state championship games. We're going to be heavy in high school football tomorrow. J.D. Johnson, head coach of the Central Plains Oilers, will be in. We'll preview that Saturday game with Hoxie, Saturday night, 7 o'clock in Greensburg. And, gosh, you got to talk about that win over Clifton Clyde and the drive. Brody Kreitz and the Oilers went down to win that game against Clifton Clyde, and we'll talk about all the matchups from 6-man to 6A with Connor Nichols, Sunflower Sports Solutions. Hey, traffic citations issued to Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill after that September altercation with the police have been dismissed after the charging officers didn't attend a court hearing. North Carolina coach Mack Brown will not return for the 2025 season. School announced that move today, saying that the school and their athletic director, Bubba Cunningham, informed the 73-year-old coach, Hall of Fame coach, there'd be a coaching change. Great coach, Mack Brown. Last time Texas was any good before the current regime moved in was Mack Brown. So, happy trails, Mack Brown. We'll talk to you tomorrow here on Sports Day on KVGB.